the way, and it's booming, by the way, because there's been innovation, technology, advancement in that very sector. I mean, talking about intending farmers as well as practicing farmers, you can indeed get all of the intel right here and on here and in this very instant and hour, right? It is time for us to look into the Magdoye Food Security Initiative and Sustainability Program. And of course, the topic today would be on agrobusiness and dairy farming, covering livestock and crop farming. So you've been thinking about how to get involved with agrobusiness, dairy farming, even covering livestock and crop farming. All of these will be coming through to you in this hour, and it will be an exclusive discourse with our guest, who is an agric expert, an agropreneur, and practicing farmer, agribusiness consultant, and trainer. Now, he's in the person of Comrade Alabi Isaiah. Good morning and welcome to you, Comrade.
Again, good morning, Nigeria. It's 9:08. I just pray for a good outing this morning.
Right.
And again, I want to say good morning to you.
Appreciate.
Thank you.
You look very traditional, very cultural today. I don't know. Is it part of the agro farming business? Is this what is informing this look right now?
Okay. The truth is that I'm a proud African man.
Oh, okay.
And that is just the reason behind my look this morning.
Awesome. So we're engaging in a conversation that borders around agro-business and dairy farming, covering livestock and crop farming. I mean, one of the things that we've seen, over time, having had a discourse with you, is that this topic has the potential of agro-business and dairy farming to enhance food security and sustainability in Nigeria, covering crops like maize, pepper, cassava, sweet potatoes, watermelon, livestock. In fact, it's also including poultry and even piggery. Not a lot of people know about that, but piggery is part of it. Goatry, rabbitry, fishery, snail farming, all of these things. And there's also training on organic fertilizer production for large-scale operators. You might want to tell us more about this.
All right. Good morning once again, Nigerians and listeners at home in particular. Magdoye Food Security and Sustainability Initiative is basically on the fact that we are out to ensure that there is food security in Nigeria. That is our objective.
Right.
And many times you understand and you agree that I say it is very important that we look at how we can feed ourselves. I don't really subscribe to the fact that we at this point in time as people should start exporting up to 30-40% of our farm produce. Expectedly today, by statistics, Nigeria is not expected to export less than 5% of the total farm produce, maybe livestock or crops in Nigeria. But unfortunately, the little we have, particularly those some of us who are into agro-allied business, do ensure that we export some of these goods because of the value chain and the profitability in it. And beyond that is the fact that until we begin to see the potentials, the benefit in this project, a lot of us will not be so much interested in making commitment to it. Okay. Now, crop farming is a very lucrative farming if you have the 21st century approach to it, and that is where the area of our training comes in. Now, if to the listeners at home, you discover that the moderator mentioned some of the areas that we want to cover in our training. Basically, some of those crop farming are the major areas that we want to teach on. Maize, at the point I mentioned there, that you see, what Magdoye Food Security and Sustainability is going to do, particularly for those who subscribe to us, is the fact that if you are with us and we feel the need for our initiative to create a platform for you as a farmer to be our contract farmer, we are going to be responsible for every input that will be needed. We are going to be responsible for every seedlings. We are going to be responsible for every herbicide and all the machineries that will be used in the farm process. Now, it is not the responsibility of those of our subscribers that will be trained for them to just stand as farm managers. I have insisted, and I'm saying it again this morning. By the grace of God, our training will be coming on last week of August.
Okay.
I think last week or thereabout, up to yesterday, we still send messages to some of our subscribers to tell them that we have their data with us already and we're working on it. Now, there are varieties of crops that an individual who is an intending farmer show interest in. That was why we were so specific this morning to mention maize, to mention cassava,
right,
to mention tomato, to mention watermelon, and all the rest,
yeah,
and many others. Now, we are going to teach you the basic techniques for cross farming, because we got to understand that we have a limited time space for farming in this side of the world. The reason being that we are in most cases subject to the rainfall. I thank God for a very conducive weather we've had in the FCT and all the neighboring states day before yesterday, and this very morning. Right. Now, we cannot just afford to let go of this privilege, and that is why our training will be coming up on the very last week of August. Now, the door is still open, like I said. You know, there are people who called us last week up to this morning and were still making requests, and I said, well, we are not going to close our door against that. We will still be opening up for more subscribers, in the sense that we've got to understand that the power of a broomstick is in its numbers. So for us to be able to maximize what our intentions, for us to be able to materialize in the reasons of it, what our intentions and name of objective is in McDoye Food Security and Initiative, we have to open our door for more people. Now, we will be going to the specific, and that was why this morning I mentioned the number of crops that you'll be trained on. You are not just going to be trained on this as an intending farmer. I'll be going back to the practice farmer shortly. You are not going to be trained on this, maybe on tomato and all the rest. We will ensure that you will get to see your area of interest. A lot of us just want to do the business of agri just for the sake of doing it. But there is a shift from that. And that was why I said last Sunday that agriculture is one of the major profitable profession that anybody can venture in. But I wouldn't encourage anybody to go to the business of agriculture without being properly trained. Okay. And that is where the place of our training comes in. Now, for some times now, maybe close to 2 weeks, we've been able to reach out to all the area councils. I thank God, I think last week to this week, all the area councils, the FCT, they started coming up. So we've reached out, particularly to the area council boss and the HOD in all of these area councils, HOD of Agric in all of these area councils. So we are expecting a response from them, because it will be wrong for us to come to your domain to organize a project of this magnitude without the consent and partnership with the local government. Right. You know, that is where the area, the partnership with the local government, the area councils is very germane. In short, outside the FCT, up to Nasarawa and Gobe, you see, there are calls, particularly on those who are interested in buying tractors from us. 1 or 2 persons show interest last week, and we are working on it. In short, we are at a point of making a delivery of those equipment. So it is all encompassing. But most importantly, I'm still speaking to those who are intending farmers.
Yeah.
Most importantly is the fact that we are not just going to leave view to it, because we've got to understand a lot of people just discover that they just want to do something. That's why they feel that the next thing is to just pick up their cutlass and hoe and say we are a farmer. No, we're not going to take that. We'll give you the 21st century approach. We'll teach you such a way that you'll be able to get profit and be proud of it. You remember at the point I said agriculture is our pride. Then we'll go to those who are practicing already, who are in the business of agriculture. I call it a business because it's so important that we take cognizance of this fact that agri is a business.
Right.
Now, those practicing farmers, we are available to take any of your farm produce. In this program, I'm glad to announce that somebody mentioned about 500 tons of cocoa in Calabar. And we 24 hours, we take step about it. And I was discussing with the off-takers, and we're like, maybe Monday there about truck will be taken off for Calabar or something. So now it is very important to look at this fact that we have people who are in the business already, who are this farm produce. Many of our farmers, it is because of the road network that is limiting. Please don't call me for now, please. Now, the road network is the major challenge, and we've taken the responsibility upon ourselves that it doesn't matter how deep your farm is, as long as you can get there, we will reach out to you to uptake your farm produce.
Right.
And that will extend our relationship to all the agro-allied businesses within the FCT. Now, there are so many factories today that are closing up because of shortage, because of the production deficit of our farm produce, which are the major raw materials for many of these companies. And that is why we have to resuscitate our commitment, our vibe, our strength to agric in the reasons of it. When I mean agric, I mean crop farming.
Okay.
Now, to extend it, we have dairy and livestock farming. Now, it is quite disheartening. It is quite disheartening. We live at a time that every time we want to mention the major challenge, and I say respectively again, our major challenge, which is insecurity in Nigeria, we relate it to our dairy farmers.
Yeah.
We relate it to, we have even given them name, S-men. And again, I want to say this. Like I always say, I am not an authority in the area of security. I'm just a bloody civilian. But one thing I do know is that we cannot but appreciate our livestock farmers who are genuine livestock farmers. Yeah. Maybe they are elders, they are into goatry, they are fishery and others. Particularly our elders, our eldermen.
Okay.
Now, I want for us as a nation to begin to see this value chain, this business beyond tribal affiliation or the insecurity attached to it. Of course, these people could create nuisance when they are not well trained, and you don't blame them outrightly. The responsibility is to go back to the desk. But in McDowell Food Security and Sustainability Initiative, we believe that if not for one or two persons who are seeing to the business of livestock today, only God knows if an half kilo of meat will not be sold for 10,000 in Nigeria.
Right.
Like today, we see that oil is, the subsidy on oil has been reduced, and that today we buy a petrol for 800 to 900 to 1,000 naira per liter. So I am able to tell you that many of these livestock farmers, they are the one subsidizing on their own for the Nigerian people. And many of us have not been out to the West, outside the country, but I do know that the same meat, the same, is it pork, is it goat meat, mention it, that we take for 300, 500 in Nigeria, if it's been taken over there, it will cost you $1 or $2, and you know the meaning of that. So these are the people that is directly on their own, subsidizing for the government. And that is why it is important the government has to look at what can we do to, at a point, the surface dressing has to stop. Let's go to the root of this issue and solve it once and for all. There are nations of the world that are having much more cattle than Nigeria, and they are not having issues. So it shows that we still have little deficit in that regard. Well, and that is why it is as a nation for us to give up. So now the intending farmers who want to go to livestock business, there's no reason for you to be jittery. There's no reason for you to be scared of what the security situation is saying. I want to believe that the government is at the top of the situation, but most importantly, the fact that we cannot give up in the Nigeria project.
All right, so we cannot give up in the Nigeria project, and that's what the conversation is about as we look into matters that concern the agro-business and dairy farming, covering livestock and crop farming. You want to have some questions out there, you want to know how to be a part of it, you are an intending farmer, you are a practicing farmer, but you'd love to have your reach and mainstay as well as your knowledge in this business expanded, you can join, Comrade Isaiah Alabi right there with the Magdoye Food and Security Sustainability Project. Is an initiative, right? And has been put forward by him. Now, it will also amaze you to know that he's not just working of himself or by himself, as there are experts who are outside the shores of Nigeria, some who are renowned lecturers who are already practicing and indeed making, headway in this agribusiness or agripreneur, right? They'll be coming in to speak with you. They be like your guide all through the process, more like holding your hands through the process. And yes, even though it has been unpopular or is known with only a region of the country, livestock, everybody can actually run a livestock. And
Definitely.
The beautiful thing about Magdoya is they are going to teach you, show you, practice with you, and allow you to stand on your own and let you see how comfortable you can indeed run it. Where you thought it was impossible, there is always some possibility. But then there are major concerns, the Nigerians are having, and as well as questions, that may arise from this discourse this morning. But you want to put a voice in it, you want to put your calls through 0907 353 0044 is that number. The other number 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. I'd like to ask you, Comrade Isaiah, what are the economic benefits of agro-business and dairy farming for Nigerian farmers, and what is it that Magdoye wants to do that is very significant in this very aspect of agro-business as an agripreneur?
Thank you. The first thing is, agriculture is a business, like I said. Now, everybody who goes to one business or the other has an intention to make profit. And one of the major profitable profession that you can go through is agriculture. But we are not limited to that scope of being a profitable profession. Our aims, when you come to our office, our aims and objective is that it is possible for Nigerians to have something to eat without too much stress.
All right, I'll put a peg to your thoughts. Let's just take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
UD.
Sorry?
UD.
Yes, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Engineer Ambrose from Cuba.
Engineer Ambrose, all the way from Cuba. Engineer, ask your question.
How long does it take for one to get the necessary things he needed to become a wheat farmer?
Okay. Thank you for that question.
All right.
It doesn't take too long to become a farmer. But the difference between what we are saying and the kind of farming we are used to is the training that will be coming up. Now, like I said, we'll be providing this training for some who before this time had subscribed freely, though they will be paying for their certificate. That is different. Then those who just want to subscribe to us now, all what you need to do is to call my number. Let me give out my number. My number is 00 62 21 7902. Again, 080
080
62
62 21
79
79
02.
02.
Now my second number is 080
080
54
54
786
46
12.
12.
Again, 080
080
54
54
78
78
46
12. 12.
Now, what I'm trying in response to that is what you just need to do is just send your data to the number I called out. I'll be calling the numbers as many times I can before I leave this program. So I'll be calling the number. Don't just reach out to me, reach out to our, and if you want to come to our office is in number 40, Maitama Phase 2. When you navigate through Pape Junction, the first turning by your right, you will see in less than 30 seconds drive, you will see Winners Church signpost. You just navigate through that route. At the back, you will find our office. Now, you are free to call me or to come and meet me in the office anytime. Even as I am here, my secretary is in the office. You are free to go to the office to make inquiry of anything you want to ask. And particularly if you want to see me one-on-one, I want to appreciate those who have been calling me. You know, on Monday I was in Nabaji, from Nabaji to Kwale, then to Gwangwalara before going down to Masaka. You know, it took us so long before we were able to run. Even yesterday, we have to visit. We have to travel out of the state around Niger State. You know, we are committed to the project. We are